The discovery of Pluto was not a planned project but rather a mathematical error that astonished the whole world. Astronomers were searching for a hunter millions of kilometers away that was moving planets from their places. But when they reached the target, they found no powerful hunter but rather a tiny traveler. Today we will learn how Pluto's discovery became a mistake of astronomers, and why we ultimately removed it from the list of planets. Welcome once again to the videos of World Pulse TV. Viewers, the story of Pluto begins 150 years even before its discovery. When the seventh planet of our solar system, Uranus, was discovered in 1781. But astronomers noticed a problem in the orbit of Uranus. When they calculated using the mass of Uranus, it was revealed that it was not moving on its orbit or its path the way it should have according to Newton's law of gravity. At this point, experts thought that either Newton's law of gravity was wrong, or there was another planet beyond Uranus that was pulling it and deviating it from its path. Their guess turned out to be absolutely correct because, at the exact point where Uranus was doing this, they found a second planet, the eighth planet of our solar system, which is called Neptune. This was a huge victory for science. But the problem still remained. Because even after finding Neptune, Uranus was still wobbling a little. Compared to how much Uranus was supposed to deviate based on Neptune's mass, it was deviating even more. This meant only one thing. Perhaps there was a massive and heavy planet even beyond Neptune that was disturbing both of them. This hypothetical and heavy planet was named Planet X, and for the next several decades, all astronomers engaged in the search for this new planet. To find this Planet X, an American astronomer named Percival Lowell built a special observatory in Arizona which is called the Lowell Observatory. But just after a few years in 1916, Lowell departed from this world without finding Planet X. 13 years after his death, the responsibility of finding Planet X was given to 23-year-old Clyde Tombaugh. His work was extremely difficult and exhausting. He would take pictures of the same specific part of the sky on different days and then compare them. If any shining star was changing its position, it meant that it was not a star but a planet. On February 18, 1930, Clyde saw that a tiny dot was changing its position in two pictures taken in January. Further research confirmed that this was the very Planet X the world had been searching for. The name for this planet was suggested by an 11-year-old British girl. She believed that because this planet was very far away and in the dark, it should be named after the Roman god of the dead, Pluto. But who knew that in the coming times, Pluto's very existence was going to be in danger? When Pluto was first seen in 1930, astronomers did not have such powerful telescopes at that time. Thus they assumed that it must be a very large and heavy planet that was disturbing the orbits of Uranus and Neptune. But as the years passed and telescopes improved, Pluto's mass kept decreasing in people's eyes. In 1930, Pluto was considered to be equal to Earth. In 1948, new calculations proved that perhaps it was equal to Mars. But the true reality of Pluto was accurately known when Pluto's moon, Charon, was discovered in 1978. Here, something happened that left astronomers baffled. According to physics, if you know the orbit and speed of a planet's moon, you can calculate the exact weight of that planet. When Pluto's mass was calculated by examining Charon's orbit and its speed, all astronomers were left stunned. Pluto turned out to be so light that it could not possibly disturb or deviate the orbits of Uranus or Neptune in any way. Now a new debate sparked here that if Pluto is really this small, then who is disturbing the orbits of Uranus and Neptune? Perhaps this debate would have continued, but in 1989, the first human probe, Voyager 2, passed by Neptune. With the help of Voyager 2, we found out that in reality, Neptune's old mass itself was wrong. Yes, a minor change in Voyager 2's speed revealed Neptune's true gravity, its real gravitational pull, which was 0.5% less than the old calculations. When this new and accurate mass was put into the calculations of Uranus's orbit, that strange movement in its orbit, which had troubled astronomers for 100 years, immediately vanished. So this meant that Pluto's discovery was nothing short of a coincidence, or it could also be said that Pluto's discovery happened by mistake. From 1989 onwards, Pluto began to be taught in school textbooks as the smallest and coldest planet of the solar system. Most of you must have also studied Pluto as the ninth planet in your childhood. But then something happened in 2006 that put the very existence of this ninth planet in danger. In 2005, experts discovered another body even beyond Neptune, which was named Eris. Eris's weight was also significantly more than Pluto's. Here, astronomers were left with two options. Either accept Eris as the 10th planet and make hundreds of other such newly found bodies planets as well, or change the definition of a planet itself. Now, because technology was becoming highly advanced, and many planets like Pluto or Eris were continuously being found, that is why they changed the definition of a planet itself. In 2006, the International Astronomical Union made 3 conditions mandatory for being a planet. The first condition was that the planet must orbit around the Sun, which Pluto was doing. The second condition was that its gravity must be strong enough to keep its shape round. Pluto passed this condition too. But the third condition put Pluto's existence in danger. That condition was that the planet must be the most powerful body in its orbit, and it must have cleared the small rocks and comets coming in its path. Pluto does orbit around the Sun, but it is a resident of a very distant region called the Kuiper Belt. This belt is also home to countless tiny icy rocks and comets. For any planet to clear asteroids and comets from its path, it is necessary that its gravity be very high. For gravity to be high, it is also necessary for the mass to be high. But Pluto's total weight compared to Earth is only 0.2%. This is the reason why it cannot rule over the comets in its orbit. To understand it in simple words, Pluto's gravity is not powerful enough to either pull these millions of comets towards itself and absorb them, or push them out of the orbit. This is why, in 2006, the IAU removed Pluto from the list of planets and put it into the list of dwarf planets. But this does not mean that Pluto is finished. Rather, now it is considered the king of its new list. The Kuiper Belt, which is also called the junkyard of our solar system. In it, Pluto shines amidst thousands and millions of comets, making its presence felt. By the way, it is even smaller than our moon. But in Pluto's case, size doesn't matter at all. This tiny Pluto was hiding so many secrets inside it that astronomers were left holding their heads. The entire credit for unveiling these hidden secrets goes to a spacecraft named New Horizons. Launched in 2006, this NASA mission was not easy by any means. New Horizons was a piano-sized robot that humans sent 3 billion kilometers away. Pluto is so far from our world that even light takes 5 hours to reach there. Therefore, NASA placed this probe on top of the world's most powerful rocket, the Atlas V. When this rocket was launched, it crossed the moon in just 9 hours. Whereas in the Apollo missions, it took 3 days to reach the moon. But even this speed was not enough to reach Pluto. A year later, when it approached Jupiter, it used the gravity of this giant planet to increase its speed. After traveling for another 8 years, the moment everyone was waiting for finally arrived in 2015. New Horizons had reached close to Pluto. For the first time in human history, we were seeing the face of this 9th planet. In these memorable pictures, 2 bright objects were visible. One was Pluto, and the other was its moon, Charon. The relationship between these two is very strange. Just as our moon is much smaller than our Earth, Pluto's moon is almost half the size of Pluto. These two are so close that they are tidally locked with each other. Meaning, if you stand on Pluto and look at the moon, you will always see the same side of the moon, and it will never disappear. Similarly, on the other side, the moon will never be seen at all. Pluto and its moon are pulling each other so much that their center of gravity is not fixed either, which looks quite strange to see. But the real magic began when New Horizons started sending high-definition pictures of Pluto. Before that day, everyone thought that since Pluto is very cold, it would be a quite boring, lifeless planet filled with craters. But the pictures showed that Pluto is actually quite colorful. It turned out to be a mixture of blue, red, white, and orange colors. The very first thing that became the center of attention was a huge heart formed on Pluto. There is a perfect heart shape naturally formed on the surface of Pluto, which is called Sputnik Planitia. The special thing about this heart is that it is absolutely clean and free from blemishes. Present here is nitrogen ice, the same nitrogen that freezes things even in liquid form. Here, the cold of minus 229 degrees Celsius has frozen even this nitrogen. In this heart shape, there are strange polygonal patterns formed which are a sign that Pluto's core is still warm. Here, the nitrogen melts underground, comes up, and freezes again upon reaching the surface. This is the movement that keeps this entire heart fresh and free of blemishes. Besides this, Pluto's atmosphere is a quite thin mixture of nitrogen and methane. When the sun's UV rays react with methane, a chemical reaction creates an organic waste called tholins, which is red in color. This waste turns into snow and falls to the ground, which has given a large part of Pluto a red and orange color. New Horizons has found things on Pluto that are hard even to imagine. Ice volcanoes. Yes, volcanoes of ice. You have seen fire-spewing volcanoes on Earth, but there are ice-spewing volcanoes present on Pluto as well. When they erupt, they don't release lava, but a cold slush of water, methane, and ammonia. Due to the warmth inside Pluto, scientists believe that there could even be entire oceans of water beneath its outer layer. Just like the water under the thick layer of ice in the Arctic does not freeze, similarly, there could be reservoirs of water or liquid nitrogen beneath Pluto's thick layer of nitrogen ice. This was the story of that traveler whom we discovered but could never make our own. Undoubtedly, Pluto did not meet the criteria we created, but its existence was in the Kuiper Belt yesterday, and even today it is there, not needing any recognition. We hope that you all will thoroughly like and share this video from World Pulse TV as well. Thank you very much for your affectionate comments. See you in the next spectacular video.